Well, hello everybody. Hope you're all okay. It's just gone 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I've done quite a lot of jobs this morning, so I thought I'll just pop on here and show you something that I got. I don't know whether I've put this video up yet about what I was gifted this morning, but I've done another bit of bartering. For a couple of bags of wood, I've ended up with some more craft things. Quite a few balls of wool, and amongst everything there was a load of tins and this. I've took it out of the plastic, but it's the embroidery kit, the embroidery DIY art kit, and there's the frame. Now, I've been wanting one of these square frames for a long time, so it's funny how you think of things and next thing you've got it. Well, this is what's happened here. So that looks quite good. It says number 4 stroke 280 millimetres, I think it is. I am not metric, I'm still imperial. Born in 1960 and never moved on really with the metric. No, I still think in feet and inches, and that's just how I am, and I like it as well. I wish we'd have stayed in pounds and ounces as well, because I preferred it. So inside it's got all the information about the embroidery, and there's also a scanning QR code there to give you more information. So the package includes 1 pack of pre-printed embroidery cloth, 3 pieces of embroidery needles, instructions of embroidery, and enough embroidery thread. So that just shows you what you can actually do, so that's quite useful, isn't it? Let me just open this. This is the embroidery, as you can see, the cloth, and it's even come with the needles. Look, that's quite nice, that is. I'm pleasantly surprised. It's got all the different embroidery cottons in. I think some people call this floss. It's all new to me, that is. It's a bit like some of the other things that have got different names now. You know, to me this was embroidery cotton, and we always called it that, so I don't know, but that looks quite good, doesn't it? There's loads of it there. And then this is the material for actually stitching it up. So I'll have a look a little bit more into the instructions, and I'm sure I'll be able to find a way of doing it. You know, it might not be the way that you're supposed to do it. I'm not a person that follows instructions. I don't know whether it's something inbuilt in me, but I'm not the type of person that can be tamed, let's put it that way. I've always had to do my own thing, and I've always had to do things my own way, and I don't think I'll ever alter, and I don't want to. I like to push against things, and I've always been the same. So I'll just show you the tins that I got. I might have to lean down to get them, but that's one of the tins, and it's actually a Turkish Delight tin, and it's from 2015. I think it's important if it's got the dates on, so that's 10 years old, isn't it? This is my favourite tin that I got. Now this one is a Marks and Spencer's, the originator of Penny Bazaar, all butter Scottish shortbread petticoat rounds, I absolutely love that tin. I love the picture on the front, the shape of it, just the artwork. That to me is beautiful. And I think that's a camellia, and that might be one as well. And they're related to the tea family. The thing I love about it is it mentions Marks and Spencer's Penny Bazaar, because that's how they started up, selling things for a penny. So it's part of social history, right up my street. This is full of buttons, and they're all in little plastic bags. You've seen them before, I'm sure you have. And with this area being a manufacturing area for clothing in the past, which I think a lot of things were made in this country in the past, they might have got them from the factory, you know. Very often if it was the end of the line, I suppose if they were throwing them out, they'd bring them home, or who knows really, but that's probably how they ended up with all these buttons. I will take them out of the bags and just leave them loose, because I've got a thing about plastic bags. If things are in plastic bags, I like to take them out straight away and throw the bags away if I can't reuse them. Bit like that with cardboard boxes. You've heard me talk about them before. If things are in cardboard boxes, I really don't like it. There's a bit of history there, let's put it that way. And the thing is, I like to see what's in things, or whatever I've got, I like to label, because then my mind, you know, my eyes can see what's in something, because I've always had difficulty in remembering where I've put everything. And when you've got a lot of craft things like I have, it's better for you if you have got labels on, I find. And so I'm starting to put labels on everything. I also think it's better for when you get older. I think it organises you a lot better. And also, if you've got the unfortunate onset of Alzheimer's, I can remember saying to people, because I'd worked with the elderly, if you do find that you've got a loved one starting with Alzheimer's, then try and put either a sticker or a label on things to let them know what's there, because it just helps them. It pulls it to the front of the mind. So if you've got a drawer that you keep socks in, write the word socks, and even draw a sock if you can. If you've got cupboards that have got tea and coffee in, either put a label or something on the front with a cup and write the word tea and coffee, and try and put a symbol that might bring it to the forefront of somebody's mind. I think it's so important, and I know this is certainly helping me by labelling things, but I just thought I'd put that little snippet in of information, because it's such a difficult thing to deal with when somebody's got Alzheimer's, dementia. You know, it is very, very difficult. And what I found, which I don't know whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing, it's something that seemed to work for what I did, was if anybody, like take example, one old lady that I used to look after, at night time she used to wave to herself in the mirror and say good night to a sister, because she thought that was a sister waving back to her. And she used to say, you know, good night Beattie, and she'd wave, and I'd say, that's it, Beattie's going to bed, just to try and keep everybody in a calm place. It's no good trying to argue with somebody with Alzheimer's. It just upsets upsets them and they get agitated, and they can get very angry, you know, and then you look at it as them being aggressive. But you imagine if your mind's in a jumble and you're trying to pick your way through the fog, then the last thing you need to do is tell somebody that they're wrong, even if they're 80 and they ask you if you've seen the dad. You know, my mum started doing it. She'd say, you know, have you seen my dad? And I'd say, no, he's not come yet, but he might be here in a bit. And it should just pacify her. And I think that's the best thing to do. See how my mind goes off on tangents. I've come on here to show you this embroidery kit, and I've gone on to something else. It's just the way I am, really. So that's how that is. So that's 2 of the tins that I've showed you. The next tin is a Fox's tin. Fox's Glacier Mints. A very much a favourite of people in this country, and it's even shaped like a mint, isn't it? So this one here is 14th of the 8th, 06. So that is really old. I mean, that is getting on for 20 years old, isn't it? So it's in good condition, that is. So that's another nice one, and it's a good shape because it'll fit into places, and I'll probably put a label on it if I put something interesting in it. This one's quite rusty. This is February 2008, and it's Dean's hand-baked oat cakes. There we are. A lot of the oat cakes and the shortbread are from Scotland because it's famous for shortbread. So that was that one. Going on to Scotland again. Here we are with Patterson's Gold Luxury All Butter Shortbread Selection, Scotland's #1 shortbread. So there we are. Particularly for my Scottish viewers, I just thought I'd show you that. Isn't that lovely? Something to be proud of, that is. And it's got all the shapes of the biscuits at the back. I do love things like this. And of course that's social history again, from Scotland, but it's also part of our heritage because these were often bought in this country, and I'm sure over the Isles we've all had the Scottish shortbread. So Scottish again, little Scotty dog, and this is Scottish shortbread again, and traditional melt in the mouth shortbread biscuits, and they certainly do. So isn't that lovely? Absolutely lovely. I can remember when we used to take the dogs a walk, and sometimes we'd pick another dog up, and that was a Scottie, you know, and we used to take it out for the owner. We used to take him with us, this little Scottie, and he used to get filthy, you know, because his coat was quite long, and if it was wet, I think his name was Oscar. I think that's what his name was. It's going back some years, but it was lovely. Right, the next thing is, now this is American, I do believe. It's it says Collin Street Bakery, and it's Texas. Oh, fruitcake since 1896. So that's actually a fruitcake. Isn't that unusual that we've got one of those in this country? And doesn't that remind you of Quality Street? You know, when I first saw this, I thought, oh, it's Quality Street. And then I saw this little emblem, I thought, that's not right. And that isn't either, so another bit of social history, and that is for the Americans that watch. So that's good, isn't it? A little bit of all sorts there. So I think that's about it, really. I did get the tins, I got the buttons, I got the embroidery kit, and I got another load of wool. I've got loads of it, so quite a few balls of wool. So we'll see what we can do with that. The thing that I've got a problem with at the moment is storing things. So on another day I'm going to go back in my craft room and try and get things sorted in there, because I have just been pushing it through the door. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with this syndrome and walking away from it. So I know I've got to see to that in on another day. But don't ask to have a look in the craft room at the moment, because it ain't going to happen. There's stuff everywhere, but anyway, you can look back on some of my videos and see the state of my craft room, because that's on there. And there's also a few that I've put up of some of the blankets I've made, some of the crafts I've made, and also some of the patchworks that I've done, the quilts. So one of these days I'll get organised and put them on a better playlist than I've got at the moment, but what you see is what you get at the moment. I try my best, and I try and put something up every day, so that's a bit of a task in itself, isn't it? But I've been managing to do it, so that's not too bad, is it? The only thing that I don't want to do is feel as though I've got to put something up. If it was a day like that, I'd just put something short up, because I don't want to feel as though I'm, being false, putting something up that, and I don't want anything artificial to go up, showing you different things that I haven't done or that isn't my home. That's just not me at all. And also, I don't want to be the type of person that would ask for anything either. I'm quite happy as I am. I feel comfortable in my own life, if you know what I mean. Right, anyway, enough waffling, woman. What am I going to do next? Well, I'm going to go through these buttons and take them out of those little plastic bags, because I don't like them. Lots of love. Bye.